Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, we are going to change things up for the medal exchange videos. I am going to start making tier lists for every month and all of the units available. That way my opinions on them can be more specific, I believe the videos can be more enjoyable, and also it was a viewer suggestion a couple of months back, so shout out to you if you are watching this video. Without further ado, let's begin the tier list and let's start off with the World Journey units. I will place all of them in the available units tier because they are permanently available now in the medal exchange with new World Journey units added each month. To quickly go over them, Luffy, Nami and Zoro, the very first batch, just for collection purposes they are not worth it. Sanji and Reiju also really not worth it in my opinion, because they are a tad bit better than the first ones, but still not great. And then we have Boa Hancock, Mihawk and Crocodile, the newest batch for this month, that I believe are definitely better than the previous batches of World Journey units. They are utility units that can give you extra utility if you fulfill specific captain restrictions, but I'll tell you what. Since I think I pulled Mihawk and Crocodile last year in the World Journey Sugos, I have never used them once. And as a content creator I do make multiple teams, so even though on paper they do look like good units, I haven't really used them. So they're good units, but not really worth it, especially because they are permanent, and it's probably better for you to save your medals for the upcoming World Journey units or other legends in the rotation that you probably miss. Now that we talked about them, let's place them in the available units tier, because again, they will be all available again next month. Because it is October and the Halloween month, we are getting Halloween themed units. Specifically, we have Halloween Bartolomeo and Treasure Map Rare recruits Halloween Perona, Sanji and Siphon. Bartolomeo is horrible, and pretty much the same goes for all of these three other units. They are only here for collection purposes in my opinion, just because they are Halloween themed, so they are not really worth it. Next we see some evolved rare recruits available, that of course they are still available from every reward ticket you can get and also every Sugo Fest. Even though they are not rate boosted in every Sugo, you can still pull them. But they all have specific supports. Whitebay, the OG support, can be attached to slasher units if they remove Bind or Despair, and she removes extra Bind or Despair. Lafitte also removes Bind Despair, but he also can remove Blindness and can be attached to the Blackbeard crew members. Kobe can be attached to Garp and Helmeppo, and he removes 3 turns of attack down and 3 turns of blindness, pretty good. He also can be attached on the Hody Pirates, and if the supported character changes slots, then he can reduce Despair and Silence for 3 turns. Daruma can also be attached on the Hody Pirates, and when the enemy inflicts you with Silence or Paralysis, he reduces the Silence and Paralysis duration by 3 turns, but only on the supported character. Then V1 Ichiji can remove increased damage taken for 2 turns, and V1 Niji, when the supported character hits a perfect, can remove enemies attack up and enrage for 1 turn. And of course both of the Germa kids can be attached to the Germa family. The best ones out of these I think are Whitebay, Lafitte and Kobe. I will place all of them in the good but not really worth tier because they are still simple rare recruits that are pullable in any Sugo. If you are new, I'm not sure if I would spend my medals on these units. You only need 1 by the way, you do not need 6 in order to max out the support as well. You can do that with proof of friendship tokens. Since they are pullable, maybe it is just better for you to save your medals for something else that is harder to get, like a legend. But at the same time, because they are good supports, if you feel like you cannot for the life of you get Whitebay in a Sugo Fest, and you always find teams that use her but you cannot use her or replace her properly, getting her here is not the worst decision. Now for Hyozu, Daruma and the Germa kids, I will place them in not worth. I wouldn't spend 100 medals for any of these supports. I have never used them as supports, even though I'm pretty certain I have all of them at maximum level. Getting to the legends now, in my opinion Hody Jones, even with his level limit break, is not worth it. Yes, he is now technically better, he can also give a color affinity boost, but only for shooters and powerhouses. And the 2 turns of special cooldown reduction is cool, but it's only again for those 2 classes. And in my opinion, you can probably find a better color affinity booster if you need one. that also provides better utility for more variety of content, not only special cooldown reduction and damage reduction. Generally, I'm not really a fan of Hody Jones, I have never been. Enel though is another story. He is definitely more interesting. I will place him in decent only for level limit break. He can now allow overheal with his captain ability, and he can provide an orb boost to shooters and strikers with his special, but also a chain boost, a very good one, plus 1.1. If you already have an orb boost, he can boost your already existing one, and if now is present in the quest, he can also provide utility by removing 5 turns of paralysis and ship bind. And a lot of quests actually do apply now. I think that Enel is now 100% better with his level limit break, but at the same time, definitely not a must-have. So if you are not someone with tons of medals to spare, I wouldn't really bother with Enel, even though he is now a better version of himself. Next up we have Sanji Judge for 250 medals, the other legends were 150 by the way. Sanji Judge is good but not really worth, and I will tell you why. I think they are a very well designed unit. I really like this unit. They have utility, they can boost your attack and orbs, but they are powerhouse focused. And also combined with the fact that they are not really super used anymore, I cannot really advise you to spend 250 medals in order to get them. I still love the unit though, definitely one of my favorites in the history of Legends. Then we have V2 Snakeman for also 250 medals. He's 100% worth it. He's a very good unit, one of the first super types, and he can still hold up to this day. Very good boosting, easy super type to activate, it can give you a 2 times uninterruptible attack boost, which is awesome. He provides a very good orb boost. He can give you a full board of matching slots as well. It does not go through block slots, but either other utility units or a support can definitely help you with that. And let's not forget, he's also Luffy, meaning even if you are not against Dex content, where he absolutely excels, you can even run him as a sub to allow other super classes or super type effects to activate, and on top of that, have a very good universal or boosting unit even if he doesn't have color advantage against the main boss. As a Luffy unit, he can also be attached with a plethora of great supports. I don't think you can ever go wrong with V2 Snakeman, especially if you are lacking strength super type units, he's just very good. Moving on to the 400 medal legends, every remaining legend is for 400. Mihawk and Law, both in my opinion are in the probably worth tier. I cannot tell you to 100% get them, they are definitely good units, but if you have other good int super type units, you can definitely save your medals for something you want or need more in your box. But they are a great combo, they are even very good individually. As captains, Law can remove Despair, Mihawk can remove Paralysis for 10 turns, then one can give you an orb boost for 2 stages, the other one an attack boost, and on top of that, Mihawk can remove damage reduction, while Law can give you resilience, and from their super types, Mihawk can give you a full board of matching slots, not through block, and Law can give you healing. Law also has that very unique effect where if he is attacked, he repels some of that damage to the enemy, but of course it does not go through now. Definitely a very nicely designed combo because they are also from the same batch, but of course I wouldn't say they are 100% necessary to have. Next up we have Halloween Boa Hancock. I think I will place here in good but not really worth. She could be probably worth, but the reason I am placing her in tier 3 essentially is because first of all, as a Q super type she is not a great captain. The reason for that is that yes, she does have the Melo Melo abilities, but for her to activate her super type, 7 turns must have passed and preemptives do not count, meaning you cannot really get her super type working in Kizuna. On top of that, because she's a very strong utility unit, she can remove 6 turns of silence and attack down. If she is captain, she can't really resist silence in order to then remove it from the rest of your crew. So you need to have her as a sub in order for her to reduce the silence on herself completely. The utility she provides is awesome, and she can also boost the base attack of Q Shooter and Free Spirits, and also lock the chain at 3.5 times. The thing with the chain lock is that now, with better chain boosts and chain bounders of course, maybe you don't want it, and especially because she is the unit that removes Special Bind. If this debuff is present in the quest, and Boa is your special bind remover, you are pretty much forced to also get the chain lock. You cannot later on get a chain boundary boost combined with a chain boost from other units. You get the 3.5 times chain lock. Is it always the worst thing? No, but it can definitely hinder your damage. For those two reasons, combined with the fact that she is worth 400 medals, I cannot put her higher because I think there are better units for that amount you can acquire from the medal exchange. For example, the remaining legend, Robin and Jimbe. They are 100% worth in my opinion. I absolutely love this unit. They can reduce threshold and damage reduction for 6 turns. They can reduce attack down for 6 turns as well, and with Arena Frank support that becomes 8 turns. Then they can reduce special cooldown reduction for everyone by 2, which can be huge. And then they can boost the base attack of all characters by 1000. They are a dual unit, so they can work in Dex or Int teams because they are Dex and Int, and they even have a super swap where they can give you a full board of guaranteed matching slots with their normal swap only adjacent slots, which can still be very helpful, but they can also give you a damage reduction shield, which is definitely not something needed in every quest, but with the 70% reduction of the super swap, it can definitely be the key in some specific pieces of content. They are also Robin and Jimbe, meaning they can be attached with great supports, like for example Legend Bartolomeo that can be attached on Robin and remove 3 turns of paralysis, and also allow you to access many super types or super class abilities. I absolutely love this unit, I am using them often, and in my opinion they are one of the best subs in the game. And that is my tier list for the Medal Exchange shop for this month. If you enjoy this tier list concept for the Medal Exchange shops, definitely let me know through the poll. I have the link for you to vote in the description and the pinned comment for me to know, of course, if I should continue doing it or not. I would also appreciate the feedback in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more OPTC content. As always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.